hidden in pockets, drawers, and old jars of loose change. The 1997 Liberty Quarter dollar is one of those coins most people never look at twice. It feels ordinary, common, and forgettable. Yet behind its familiar silver-colored surface lies a story filled with myths, misunderstandings, rare surprises, and auction results that have shocked even experienced collectors. What many dismiss as just 25 cents has, in certain cases, sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The truth is, the 1997 Liberty Quarter is not about instant riches for everyone. It's about knowing what to look for, understanding its history, and separating myth from reality. The story of the 1997 quarter begins long before 1997 itself. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the coin featured Washington's dignified profile on the obverse and a heraldic eagle on the reverse. Over time, this design became one of the most recognizable coins in American history. By the late 20th century, the Washington quarter was deeply woven into everyday life, passed from hand to hand millions of times a day. By 1997, the quarter had already been in circulation for 65 years with only minor design adjustments. The obverse still displayed George Washington facing left, the word Liberty boldly placed above his head, and the motto "In God We Trust" positioned neatly beside his profile. The reverse showed the eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing strength and peace. Around the edges, the inscriptions "United States of America" and "Quarter Dollar" completed the design. This classic look would soon disappear, because 1997 was one of the final years before the launch of the State Quarters program in 1999, a program that would completely transform the quarter series and ignite public interest in coin collecting. Millions upon millions of 1997 quarters were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, while Denver coins are marked with a small D. These coins were struck for everyday circulation, intended to be used, spent, scratched, and worn. As a result, most 1997 quarters found today in circulation are worth exactly what they were meant to be worth, 25 cents. This reality is where many myths begin. One of the most common myths surrounding the 1997 Liberty Quarter is the belief that all coins from this year are rare and valuable. This idea has been fueled by online rumors, social media posts, and misleading videos claiming that any 1997 quarter could be worth thousands of dollars. In truth, the overwhelming majority of these coins are extremely common. Tens of millions were produced, and most survived in large quantities, are worn or moderately circulated. 1997 quarter has no additional collector value beyond face value. Even uncirculated examples are often only worth a small premium, unless they are in exceptionally high condition. Another widespread myth is that shiny or bright 1997 quarters must be made of silver. This misconception causes many people to believe they've discovered a hidden treasure simply because a coin looks different. In reality, standard 1997 quarters are made of a copper-nickel-clad composition with a pure copper core. This gives them a silvery appearance, but there is no silver content in regular circulation coins from that year. Only specially produced proof versions include silver, and those were never meant to enter everyday circulation. There is also the opposite myth, that because the coin is modern, it is automatically worthless. This belief causes many collectors to ignore 1997 quarters entirely. While it's true that most are common, this mindset overlooks one crucial aspect of coin collecting: errors and condition rarity. In numismatics, rarity is not determined by age alone. Sometimes, the rarest coins are the ones that were never supposed to exist at all. The real excitement surrounding the 1997 Liberty Quarter begins when we look at mint errors. These errors occur during the manufacturing process when something goes wrong at the mint. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die variety. A doubled die occurs when the coin die receives a misaligned impression during its creation, resulting in visible doubling on the struck coin. On some 1997 quarters, collectors have observed doubling on inscriptions such as "In God We Trust," the date, or other lettering, when the doubling is strong and clearly visible without magnification. These coins become highly desirable, depending on the clarity and condition. Doubled die 1997 quarters have sold for dozens or even hundreds of dollars. Another intriguing error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank, known as a planchette, is not properly centered when struck by the dies. The result is a coin where part of the design is missing, and blank metal appears on one side. Slight off-center strikes are relatively common and usually command modest premiums. But dramatic examples, especially those missing a significant portion of the design, can be surprisingly valuable. Collectors love visually striking errors, and a bold off-center 1997 quarter can sell for substantial sums. Die breaks and die cracks also appear on some 1997 quarters. These errors occur when the die used to strike the coin becomes damaged. The damage transfers to the coin as raised lines, blobs, or irregular shapes. Some die breaks are subtle, while others are dramatic and instantly noticeable. Larger and more unusual die breaks often attract collector interest, particularly when they create unique shapes or patterns on the coin. Another category that excites collectors is struck-through errors. These happen when a foreign object, such as grease or debris, interferes with the striking process. The object prevents part of the design from fully forming, leaving behind a missing or distorted area. Each struck-through coin is unique, making them especially appealing to error collectors. Beyond circulation strikes, there are also proof versions of the 1997 quarter. Proof coins are specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets, resulting in sharp details and mirror-like fields. These coins were produced at the San Francisco Mint and bear an S Mint mark. Some 1997 proof quarters were struck in standard clad composition, while others were made with silver. Silver proof quarters contain real silver and are more valuable than their clad counterparts, especially when preserved in pristine condition. Condition plays a massive role in determining value. While millions of 1997 quarters exist, very few survive in near-perfect condition. Coins graded MS67 or MS68 by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are extremely rare. These coins show virtually no marks, scratches, or wear. At auction, such high-grade examples have stunned collectors. A top-grade 1997D Washington quarter has sold for well over $1,000, proving that even a modern coin can achieve extraordinary prices when condition rarity comes into play. Auction records reveal that the market rewards perfection and uniqueness. Error coins with dramatic visual appeal, combined with high grades, often attract intense bidding. Collectors are not just buying metal. They are buying stories, mistakes that slipped past quality control, coins that should not exist, and pieces that stand apart from the ordinary. For those wondering whether they might own a valuable 1997 quarter, the process of identification is surprisingly simple. The first step is checking the mint mark. A D indicates Denver, no mint mark indicates Philadelphia, and an S points to a proof coin from San Francisco. The next step is careful examination under magnification. Look closely at the lettering, the date, and the overall design. Any doubling, distortion, or unusual feature could indicate an error. Also check the centering of the design and the edge of the coin. Unusual weight, thickness, or appearance may signal something special. If a coin appears promising, professional grading is the final step. Certification not only confirms authenticity, but also provides an objective assessment of condition. For rare errors and high-grade coins, professional grading can dramatically increase market value and buyer confidence. In the end, the 1997 Liberty Quarter dollar is a perfect example of why coin collecting remains so fascinating. Most of these coins are simple tools of commerce, worth exactly what they say. But a small number tell a different story, one of rarity hidden in plain sight. They remind us that history does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes, it hides quietly in everyday objects, waiting for someone curious enough to look closer. So the next time you come across a 1997 quarter, Don't dismiss it too quickly. Turn it over. Examine it carefully. Because while most will remain ordinary, a few carry stories worth far more than 25 cents, stories that collectors are still willing to pay handsomely to own.